Good morning. How's everyone? Very nice to be with you again today. Today is July 26th, Wednesday, our agreed human construct. And today there is a question actually that is coming from Aurora Carlson. And she has been and is still managing this forum. First of all, very grateful to Aurora Carlson for doing that. The questions are a result of people reading You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters. And I have to thank you for engaging with me, for also reading the book, which is co-authored with Meena Skafatos, cosmologist, quantum physicist, climate change expert. So first of all, here's the note and question from Aurora, and then I have some ideas. Dear authors, as you know, a group of members of the DiscoveringYourCosmicSelf.com forum, among others, Krista, Sri, myself, and you, Deepak, and Menas have spontaneously come together to play. We have put together a first You Are the Universe YATU poem, and our new poetry and art room is filling up with joyful artistic expressions. I have two questions and would be very grateful for your insights. The first is, if you think that this sketched poem that gave us many laughs and moments of friendship is roughly expressing the truth of our identity. My answer is yes, but I'll read the poem to all of you. My second question is, what would be needed for humanity to cooperate as one and not as many in the building of new healthy societies? As long as the illusion of separate identity dominates, we are concerned with consolidating our constructed personal images. But how does it look and feel when cooperation comes from unity? And can you give us any advice on what we need to allow and what we are to let go of in order to get there? Thank you and love. Here's our first YATU poem. YATU, You Are the Universe poem. So I'm going to read the poem. I am Wu and Wu is me. I am strength and delicacy, flux and stability, supreme complementarity. I am omnipotent reality. I am omnipotent ability. I hear all the flowers sing. I am the starshine taking wing, the animating quality, the ginger in a cup of tea. I am, of course, is awareness, right? The light of awareness in all these expressions. I am you and you are me, source of the bow and each one arrow, mountain, dolphin, deer, and sparrow, cast towards the formless goal of no separation, one loving whole. I am each and every note, where none are first and none are last, where life from thought is of the past, where all are seen beyond the seeing, where love is lived in only being. I am the freedom and the freeing. I measure myself in endless ways as degrees, inches, pounds, and days. I sometimes think that I am not, yet death is but another thought. In constructs I am never caught, and what is birth and what is death? Time to retire the shibboleth. Look past the veil and see instead the canvas of all writ and read, the omnipresence when all is shed. I am that I am, and that is enough. That it from the bit, be it smooth or rough, the bit in the it, the seer I am, and also the scenery, hologram. Awareness aware is the subject of every experience and also as object. Experiencer experiencer, experiencing, experience. All three arise in confluence in me. I am that I am, that alone is me. I straddle the universe with but a fraction of my limitless being in action, resting in non-duality effortlessly, consistently. I am above each fraction that's rising expansively. I swirl as the cosmos, my supernovas explode. For vacuum energy, I'm the abode. I thunder and bellow, I whisper and hush, symphonic and sonorous, ocean and thrush. The art and the artist, the muse and the brush. Like ships passing by each other at night, we go through life aloof despite us being sisters and brothers, forgetting there are no others. We're all sons, daughters, mothers and fathers. In the vast universe, the master captain, our true self, guides us, its infinite number of ships to itself, the other shore, with loving care and steady hand, reminding us the ancient truth we now might understand. You are that. You are the universe. You are the universe. You're not small, but grand. Wow, this is very good. And it's a collaborative effort. Thanks, Aurora, for sending this. And thank you for all the poets who have come together to come up with this magnificent poem. I am looking for something here which I think you'll also enjoy at the end. But before that, let me just say that this is what happens. This is called emergence. When people with different skills and talents come together with a shared vision, when it's an open system, it's totally transparent, where everyone can contribute, then what happens is called emergence, and emergence has happened right here. Poets speak the language of the soul, as do artists and musicians. Scientists speak the language of the mind. So scientists look at facts, and facts are basically, of course, also modes of knowing and modes of experience in awareness. They're not independent of themselves. But many times scientists do forget that science is not about knowing reality. Science is a method of inquiry, and a very good method of inquiry for things we want to do, like create technologies and make our lives more comfortable, air conditioning, airplanes, internet, and all that. But only poets and artists can go through the mask of matter and go deeply into the soul. That's why T.S. Eliot said poetry is a raid on the inarticulate, and so is art. When there are tyrants in the world, they're not afraid of scientists, because they know that scientists will do their bidding if they get paid. It's just the way it is. You know, we made the atom bomb like that, and the government gave a directive to scientists to make the atom bomb, and so it was made. But it's not the way with artists. Artists speak with a rebel's voice. They have a charismatic vision, an alternate ideal that they offer. They are frequently tortured, and therefore they know what paradox, contradiction is all about. They have lived, and some do live still, the dark night of the soul, but they offer redemption as well. They offer death and resurrection. Shell Norton, 19 others shared your video. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing this video. So artists are our hope. You know, when you have tyrant regimes and all these, dictators as I said, they're not afraid of scientists because scientists usually do the bidding of those who employ them, or especially if they're government scientists. But artists, they rebel. They offer, as I said, a death of the old and resurrection of the new. So only artists and poets and musicians can change the world. I remember, when I was a kid, I used to read Shakespeare, and I was so impressed with all the themes that he addressed, all the different things that he addressed that spoke to the human condition. Science can't do that. Okay, so now I have a special treat for you, but give me 15 seconds to come back to it, okay? Just 15 seconds and I shall be back. So here I am, and Aurora's second question was, of course, how can we all go beyond the illusion of the separate self? I think we can do that both through art and science. Science tells us that the chandelier behind me, you, me, we are part of one energy field. And if we go beyond that, we are one consciousness. I think we're getting there through science. But philosophers and theologians and those who had religious experience know that that is true. That the world, the universe, the body, the mind, they're all different modes that consciousness takes. That's the true meaning of I am that, you are that, all this is that, and that alone is. So now I told you I had a little treat for you. I don't know if you think it's a treat. I think it's a treat. But I'm going to read to you one of my favorite poems from my childhood, Burnt Norton, from the Four Quartets by T.S. Eliot. Okay? So here it is. Time present and time past are both perhaps present in time future, and time future contained in time past. If all time is eternally present, all time is unredeemable. What might have been is an abstraction remaining a perpetual possibility only in a world of speculation. What might have been and what has been point to one end, which is always present. Footfalls echo in the memory down the passage which we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden. My words echo thus in your mind. But to what purpose disturbing the dust on a bowl of rose leaves? I do not know. Other echoes inhabit the garden. Shall we follow? Quick, said the bird, find them, round the corner, through the first gate, into our first world. Shall we follow the deception of the thrush? Shall we follow the deception of the thrush into our first world? There they were, dignified, invisible, moving without presence over the dead leaves, in the autumn heat, through the vibrant air. And the bird called in response to the unheard music, hidden in the shrubbery, and the unseen eye-beam crossed, for the roses had the look of flowers that are looked at. There they were as our guests, accepted and accepting. And so we moved, and they, in a formal pattern along the empty alley, into the box circle, to look down into the drained pool, dry concrete, brown edged, and the pool was filled with water out of sunlight, and the lotus rose quietly, The surface glittered out of the heart of light, and they were behind us, reflected in the pool. Then a cloud passed, and the pool was empty. Go, said the bird, for the leaves were full of children, hidden excitedly, containing laughter. Go, 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 said the bird. Humankind cannot bear very much reality. Time past and time future. What might have been and what has been point to one end, which is always present. Garlic and sapphires in the mud, clot the bedded axle tree, the trilling wire in the blood, sings below inveterate scars, appeasing long forgotten wars that dance along the artery. The circulation of the lymph are figured in the drift of stars. Wow. The dance along the artery, the circulation of the lymph are figured in the drift of stars. Ascend to summer in the tree. We move above the moving tree in light upon the figured leaf, and here upon the sodden floor below the boarhound and the boar pursue their pattern as before, but reconciled among the stars. Allow but a little consciousness. To be conscious is not to be in time, but only in time can the moment in the rose garden, the moment in the arbor where the rain beat, the moment in the draughty church at Smokefall be remembered, involved with past and future, only through time. Only through time is time conquered. So here is Burnt Norton from the great T.S. Eliot. I'll just read a little bit more. Words move, music moves, only in time, but that which is only living can only die. Words after speech reach into the silence. Only by the form, the pattern, can words or music reach. The stillness, as a Chinese jar, still moves perpetually in its stillness. Not the stillness of the violin while the note lasts. Not that only, but the coexistence, or say the end precedes the beginning. And the end and the beginning were always there before the beginning and after the end. And all is always now. Words strain, crack, and sometimes break under the burden, under the tension, slip, slide, perish, will not stay still. Shrieking voices, scolding, mocking, or merely chattering, always assail them. The word in the desert, it's most attacked by voices of temptation. The crying shadow in the funeral dance, the loud lament of the disconsolate chimera. Wow. So you see, this is why poets like T.S. Eliot can transport us. Transport us. The detail of the pattern is movement, as in the figure of the 10 stairs. Desire itself is movement, not in itself desirable. Love is itself unmoving, only the cause and end of movement, timeless and undesiring, except in the aspect of time, caught in the form of limitation between unbeing and being, sudden in a shift of sunlight. Even while the dust moves, there rises the hidden laughter of children in the foliage. Quick now, here, now, always. Ridiculous, the waste, sad time, stretching before and after. No explanation needed, just, as you see, a reaching into the heart. a reaching into the heart, and through the heart, a reaching into the soul. Artists, scientists, poets, musicians, dancers, they need to do their dance, and when they do, the world will be transformed. Take care.